This week's videos are sponsored by ACORNS, the money app that makes it simple and cheap to make small yet significant investments.
What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We got ourselves dose trailers for Greg's B-Day today. Might do a live stream later. I don't know yet. If it is, it's at 12 p.m. PST. Maybe I already announced it on the community post. Who knows? Coming to you from the future. Anyway, we're going to watch the 28 years later Bone Collector?
The Bone Temple.
But dang it. Yeah, that's what it's called. Bone Temple. And while we're here, we're going to watch the Marvel Zombies trailer as well. So please leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below on what you thought of this trailer. Let's find out how this sequel is looking from Nia DaCosta.
Trying to predict the future
Is
is a discouraging and hazardous occupation.
Oh, the past.
In fact, it may not even exist at all.
We're gonna actually unpack some more details of the past.
I cannot see.
These shots are incredible.
Oh, I am this. None can.
Oh, fascinating.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
I open the door.
Oh, cool. I love that we're following him this time.
Yeah.
When that time comes, men will no longer
Alpha.
communicate.
Wow.
Okay.
January, dang. So
We may
soon.
have diseases
Damn.
and barbarism.
Oh, these guys is right.
Gnarly.
Oh, dang. Oh, cool.
The whole world
They're actually barbaric.
will cease to make any sense.
Oh, that chick from Falcon Winter Soldier.
The door of heaven and hell.
Look at the incredible changes
Oh, God.
we've experienced.
Oh my God. Freaking Alfie.
Yeah, give him a wig.
Nicely done.
And yet even greater changes are still to come.
Gross.
Are you ready?
He's the priest now.
Oh, my God.
God,
That's
dude.
insane.
Looks maniacal.
Shall scream
Oh, wow.
That looks
Whoa.
legitimate.
Wow, I know it was a bit of a mixed bag for them before with a lot of the audience, but it looks like they're going to be really delivering on that latter, the latter half of the previous one. And it was like a big setup, especially the final moments is a big setup for the chaotic nature of what's to come in this one. Damn. Got some thoughts here before we watch Zombies. Reject Nation, I'll be honest, money has always made me anxious. If I'm low on money, I stress out about how will I make more, and if I actually have money, I stress out about I'm afraid I'm going to lose all this. That's why I've made a discipline, a real discipline, not just to manage money, but change how I relate to it. And that's where something like ACORNS comes in. It is today's video. Yes, it is today's video sponsor. And ACORNS is something that before we ever agreed to work with them, before I ever agreed to sign up with them, is that we had a testimony from someone here behind the scenes who told me a story about how ACORNS actually got them out of a big financial ditch they were once in. And I can see why. ACORNS is a financial wellness app that makes investing feel approachable, even automatic. It helps you invest for your future, save for tomorrow, and spend smarter today. Here's the best way how it works. Every time you make a purchase, ACORNS rounds it up to the nearest dollar and invests the spare change. You can also set reoccurring deposits or do what I did, invest extra when you want to, and it does all the thinking for you. ACORNS builds a diverse portfolio for you. It even includes a checking account that invests automatically and an emergency fund that grows over time, all in the app. A very simple, easy to use one, might I add. I honestly just love checking the app a few times a month, watching how it builds. There's a sense of glee I get from it. And more importantly, a sense of calmness that I'm not used to associating when it comes to money. So, Reject Nation, if you want to support a little bit of that financial brain, help it build for your future, you can sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/rejects or do what I did, download the Acorns app to get started. Once again, acorns.com/rejects or download the Acorns app to get started. Because we're dealing with finances, it's important that I say. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/rejects. But seriously, Acorns, you guys rock. Thank you. John, please speak words of wisdom into the camera or to us.
Sure. Happy birthday. No, I'm super excited. I mean, 28 years later has been one of my favorite movie experiences so far this year. And I just love the atmosphere and, the contemplative but also menacing vibe that they're able to orchestrate with these. This looks like it's flowing, fluidly out of the previous one, but also like it's going to have its own things to say and expound upon, especially with Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I spotted Alfie in here, so it does seem like a very direct, continuation of, even if he's not going to be like the central character this time, maybe still that story. And it makes me fascinated for what the trilogy structure is going to be, because, I can imagine this one sort of having these settings that look very akin to 28 years later at the start in the first half, and then maybe going to a whole other place for the second that'll then segue into the part 3 I know they want to make.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited by this, and this looks like more of what I was really enticed by with the first one, but also I'm curious to see what Nia DaCosta spins it as.
Yeah, man. Good points. John is not talking.
No.
It's Aaron now.
Yeah. Happy birthday, dog. Yeah, I am excited for this. Tara, Andrew, and I reacted to this one earlier this year, and it thoroughly surprised me. Very different from the first two, and it was this coming-of-age story, and the way that they're able to turn that into something larger is really impressive. I'm surprised it's turned around so quickly. I was like, man, I feel like the last one just came out, and here we are, and it looks just as intense. It looks just as creatively inspired, and we are expanding upon all these characters. I thought that was the last we'd see of what's his name? The actor who's on the screen right
Ray
now.
Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes' character. I thought he was just playing a small part. He was fantastic in his supporting role in that one. But to see him getting more of an expanded role, and he literally had the bone temple, so he's going to be central to this plot, is really exciting. And yeah, I think they've established something really interesting. The fact that this is taking place on an island, and it's sort of segregated from the world, and it seems like things outside of the world they hinted were more stable, and the world has kind of moved on. So to explore the isolation of what's happening here is really cool, and I'm intrigued by the fact that they all wear wigs like Jimmy. That was his name, right?
Yeah.
And like kind of like London, or just like in the courtrooms. So they're all just like his subjects and like his disciples of his little cult that he's formulated here. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes, and to see his dad, the little kid, and his dad finally reunite, even in the face of there being conflict between the two of them, and how that comes to head. But yeah, man, what do you think?
I think the Jimmy stuff suddenly looks way more appealing. Like I was not a part of that's such a divisive moment for people at the very end. Like contextually, plot wise, I get it, but execution wise, I thought it was silly in a way that I did not personally enjoy. Yet in this trailer, he actually seems menacing and scary, and it's the vibe I'm getting is this new world seems to be leaning into the theme of societal control by religion. If you look at what Jimmy experiences at the beginning of the last movie, he lands himself in a church, and then he's wearing the cross by the end of it, and a lot of this seems to be still furthering that idea of societal control through specific types of ideologies, that also feel very primitive, primal, and just nitty gritty. I have no real idea of like how this is ultimately going to progress, and is this idea of what the rage virus has done to society? Is that supposed to say like no, this has brought us more down to our animalistic sides of what humanity truly is underneath all the bullshit. And so I think there's a lot of really cool things to unpack here, because this felt more human driven than virus infected driven, and I'm curious for a lot of things. Aaron Taylor Johnson, his work in the last one was probably my favorite thing he's ever done, honestly. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. And Nia DaCosta, it's pretty cool that they've decided to switch up directors, keep same screenplay writer, and the oddness of ending the 28 Days Later trilogy with part one of a new trilogy. It's a really weird way to go about for the future of this franchise. But no, I thought this was the shit. This looks really cool, and it feels ugly, grimy, but beautiful, all at the same time. I'm excited for it, man. This looks really, really freaking sweet and very ritualistic. Anyway, that's that for 28 years later. Let's watch this Marvel Zombies trailer, which I'm sure will have the same level of visceral impact as 28 years later. The Bone Temple is rated.
Whoa. Oh, this looks intense. Yo.
Oh, we actually got blood.
Wow. Oh my God.
Is that Shang-Chi?
Ah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn, this is actually R-rated.
This looks intense.
Give the
All
people
the
what they want.
Avengers are dead,
Whoa.
and they're coming for us.
Oh, Yelena.
Right, we got a world to save.
Shang-Chi, nice.
Wow.
Wicked.
Whoa.
Namor.
Marvel.
Blade!
Hey!
What?
Shit.
Oh, man, I am suddenly excited for this.
Oh, Randall Park.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is way
metal as
better than
hell.
I expected. Yo, solid trailer edit.
Whoa.
Slicing an Ant-Man.
RIP.
Oh my God! We're actually getting like a Blade Knight? Is that Blade Moon Knight?
Yeah, yeah. LFG.
Blood splat on the camera.
That's how you do that then.
Miss Marvel.
This is sick.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wow, that was so much better than I anticipated.
Yep.
Because I remember What If having zombies, but it certainly felt like PG-13 zombies,
Yep.
you know? So the second there was like blood and stuff, and it looks like it's just littered with the gore. It doesn't feel like it's actually holding back, which I'm surprised they did. Honestly, I'm a little bit, I don't know why I'm so surprised. I think I'm surprised because of what If gave us. So yeah, this could just seem like, oh, it's just violent, but not actually compelling storytelling. But I'm at least glad that if they're going to do Marvel Zombies, that they're going to do some cool shit with the violence. And that was like a Moon Knight Blade. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of weird. This is his like first on-screen debut of him as a character.
Marvel's had some interesting choices as of late and some interesting readjustments. What'd you think, man?
I thought it was great. I love the trailer. It was definitely a lot different than I was expecting it to be, a lot darker than I was expecting it to be, a lot more metal than I was expecting it to be. And
It doesn't seem anthology, right? It seems like one plot.
No, it's one plot that is just following the specific, of phase 5 and 4 characters through this zombie-esque journey. And yeah, I mean, good for them. Good for these actors. I know that each of them have kind of only had one film or so to really show their stuff. So to see them in a different context, like zombies, is really freaking cool. I love this. The way that they're utilizing these different effects and the way that they're showcasing how gory it could be and how creative they can be with their gore while having the zombie thing be in the world of superheroes is super duper dope. I think they're going to take advantage of it way better than they did in the What If series. And I'm curious to see where it ends
Yeah.
and how far they actually take this rated R thing. It looks super sick.
Johnny,
It does. It does look super sick. It's this. I don't really care for this animation style. I don't find it very appealing to look at. But, Marvel going full heavy metal, like literally putting like a thrashy song over the trailer and showcasing basically that they're just gonna go balls to the walls with carnage to some degree. I mean, obviously there's zombies. Like it doesn't feel necessarily like you're walking into something that is like massively edgy, but it does look really fun, and it does look like a new coat of paint that they haven't really gone for in the MCU yet. And all of those things are kind of enough to draw me in past the animation style. And yeah, just the array of characters they have on display and the different, who's going to be zombies and who's going to be fighting against the zombies and all that, and what else they might do with the lore and their, varying degrees of sentience as the zombie versions of the characters and stuff like that seems, really fun and enticing. I hope this is good. Like the Marvel Zombies episode, I remember being something that I was more excited about beforehand than after. But with this, injection of, burly, just kind of, not angsty, but yeah, they're clearly having fun getting heavy metal and gooey and gross, and I like that spirit of abandon here. So it gets me intrigued at the very least.
Man, you're a real buzzkill.
I know.
God, you weren't like as big on it as Aaron and I were.
I had a great time. It's the environments don't feel real. In
you
this
just are obviously you just want to say you hate it, and you just won't say it.
I do hate everything Marvel does this video.
You see?
Until the next
John's
video where I
not-
love something.
not
and
a
I
Marvel
love
show.
everything.
John's a bitch.
Spider-Man ripping a bunch of dudes' heads off, like hell yeah, man! Sign me up for that. I'm all about that
Good.
shot.
We bullied him into liking it more.
Maybe we could get a zombie Galactus. That would be sick,
That's how you do
Can't
it,
say
guys.
he's a shill, guys.
dude. I'm
him
just
alone.
here to provide credibility.
I've learned how to communicate with people via comments.
I will be
know.
looking out for you bullying me from the comment
Yeah,
section
you
below.
got it.
What did you think? You loved it. You
Didn't
thought
I
it was
give
the
my
best
thoughts?
thing? Oh yeah, but I didn't know if you were going to expound after the fact.
What the hell is there to expand on?
The deep lore, the Easter eggs. Is that Mahershala Ali?
It is.
I think
Sounds like
he's
him.
supposed to
Sounds
not
like-
be voicing somebody in something.
That's Invincible.
Is that Invincible?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He used to voice Titan.
He's not doing a Blade for some upcoming Marvel thing, and I couldn't remember if it was this one or a different one.
Do you think he was always supposed to be part of zombies, or just like, I'm sorry about your movie, man. We'll just throw you a bone, just like give you something in the meantime?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah.
if this would really make
I mean,
up
yeah,
for that.
they've changed release date orders and stuff. Like they were supposed to put Ironheart out before What If season 3, so that way the Ironheart episode would have had more impact. And I can imagine this is the exact same thing. It seems like they're trying to get some shit just out of the way, like just dump it, get it done with. But you know what? This looks more appealing than other things. I know Eyes of Wakanda people surprisingly liked more than people thought was better than they anticipated.
Yeah, I like it.
The
Watch
animation
with
looked
Koi
really cool
here on the
too.
channel.
Yeah, we all sound reinvigorated.
Woo!
All right,
Marvel's
guys.
back, baby. We're so back. We're so back.
I'm excited to see more Miss Marvel because I love that character.
She is one of the most underrated castings ever. I think she's perfect.
And Shang-Chi because he's in this too. That's exciting.
Marvel, Shang-Chi, and the
Yeah.
Thunderbolts.
Can't wait to go to Simu Liu's Reddit threads. All right, guys. Which trailer do you like more? 28 years later, The Bone Temple. I know these are the exact same audiences.
Yes.
And
Compare them one to one.
They're both zombies.
they thematically fit in
They
my
do.
eyes.
They
Yeah.
do. They are a perfect two sides
Yeah.
of a coin.
Yeah, it seems like what Marvel Zombies is more of what they kind of wanted the last. A lot of people wanted the last 28 years later movie to be.
Yeah.
Just like carnage balls to the wall.
Yeah.
But those are just our thoughts. What are your creepy thoughts? Leave them in the comments below, you freaks. We'll see you soon, Reject Nation. Much love to each and every one of you beautiful souls.